Now it's time to get into first practical demonstration of Ansible. So we'll begin with Ansible inventory exercise, but before that I just want to take you through the complete theoretical understanding of this project or this exercise, and then what it takes in backend to do, what all pre-activities or prerequisites to be done. All those things we will discuss first, and then we will jump into the exercise. Okay, so first we will set up the uh, servers, and then we'll configure them, and we'll see how this goes. Okay, so the 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 infographic that you see on the screen, so that's what the overall project ecosystem. So as we know, Ansible automates the management of remote systems and desired controls their desired state. A basic Ansible environment has three main components. What are those? The first component is a control node that you see on the screen on left side. A control node, a system on which Ansible is installed. You run Ansible commands such as Ansible or Ansible inventory on a control node. So that's what we call it as a control machine. I call it as a control machine. Normally people call it as control node, but I call it as control machine. Just remember the name, because that's what the name I'm going to give to my EC2 instance. So that control node is an EC2 instance. An example, so I'm using AWS, so that's the reason I'm saying EC2 instance. And then I will install Ansible, and then after that I'll write inventory file. Okay, forget about this inventory file for now, but at this moment, and control machine is the one in which Ansible is being installed. Then we have managed node, or we call it as targets. The best other another word is called target or managed node or managed machine or target machine. So a managed machine is a remote system, or you can call it as a host, that this Ansible or control machine controls. Okay, so then the most important aspect, so here in this case in our project I have taken three managed nodes. One is managed node 1, it's a web 01, and second one is managed node 2, it's a web 02, and then the third one is managed node 3, that is DB, it's a database. So I maybe most probably MySQL and then MariaDB that I'm going to use the service. And here these are managed deep web applications, where I'm going to host web applications. And these two target machines, here I'm going to host a database service. So these are our targets, these are our target machines, these are our host machines, or these are our managed machines or managed node. These are remote systems or hosts which are controlled by the control machine where Ansible is installed. You got my point? So then we have inventory. Inventory is a list of managed node. What is inventory? Inventory consists of a list of managed nodes that are logically organized. So you create an inventory on the control node to describe host deployments to Ansible. So this is what the overall ecosystem, these are the activities we are going to do in this case. Okay, so if you see this, let me write the activities in sticky note. So sticky note is here. Yeah, this is our Terraform exercise, so I'll bring it down. Yeah, here it is. So if you see this, it's clearly visible. First one, so prereqs or actions. First one, we need an control machine. I'll put Ubuntu here. and here I have to install, sorry, here I have to install Ansible. Okay, and the second one what we have here is mm, so we have total three managed nodes or target machines or host machines. Here I'm gonna, sorry, out of which two are web hosts and other one hosts one database host. Okay, this is what we're going to do. So let's do one by one. So our first initial target is to set up the EC2 instances and install Ansible, and that is our first exercise. So let me get into the EC2 instance. So I'm in North Virginia region. So I will launch my first EC2 instance. So I will give the name, as I told you, control machine. Okay, then I will go with Ubuntu here. Ubuntu is fine. That too, I'll go with Ubuntu 20.0 or Ubuntu 18 is also fine. Let me search for the Ubuntu 18 if it is available. Ubuntu 18. No, it's okay. That's fine. I'll just go back and search there. I'll go with Ubuntu. I'll go with the Ubuntu 20. Then rest all fine. So I'll T2 micro is okay with me. So then I'll create a new key pair. I'll write as control. Okay, which is better? Oh yeah, control is also fine. Control KP. That's my key pair. So then I'll come down. So let me edit security settings. So that's the virtual private cloud that I'm gonna use, and here I will write my it's control it's control machine security group SG. So same thing I'll copy here. So then so here SSH is fine, secure shell, and then port 22 is okay, but I want to log into this system, access the system through my IP. So that's the reason I've set the my IP. So now I want to install I want to install Ansible. So through user data I'll just place the required commands here, and I will install it directly from here only. For that I have to get into the Ansible documentation. So this is the Ansible documentation page. It's a wonderful and fantastic and fantabulous documentation that I've seen for any kind of application. So this is the best application documentation that I have ever seen. So this is the one of the finest and bestest application documentation. So here, so if you want to install Ansible, just go through this. So after that we'll look into the other I'll just take one more session on how to go through this and how to read and how to use the documentation efficiently and effectively. That we're going to do, but for this moment we want to install Ansible, so I'll just go with the Ansible installation here. So here installing Ansible for Fedora CentOS, Ubuntu, Debian, Windows. So ours is Ubuntu, so let me click on Ubuntu here. So now if you see, to configure the PPA on your system and install Ansible, run this following commands. So let me just copy this all commands from here, then get back to your EC2 instance, and in user data just paste it. So remove the update, sudo update, yeah, fine. Then remove this dollar symbol, remove this dollar symbol, yes, that's it. Then sudo apt install Ansible and put y, s, put s, no, no update, all those things, that's it. And then sudo apt update is fine, and here sudo apt install software properties common, here also you put y, that's s, saying s. Okay, either way it's fine, s or y, so whichever way is okay. So it's, but if you want to say s, you have to use a long option. For that you have to use double hyphen, so I'll just put a y, that's more than enough. Y, yeah, that's fine. So but before that you have to put mention the shebang. So if you watch my Linux module, you would have understood that. So shebang is important. Then after that, bin bash, that which bash shell it should use, that you have to mention. Okay, so that's it. Your our user data is ready, so everything is ready. So let me click on the launch instance and launch it. Okay, so by the time by the time it gets ready, so what I will do is I will launch one more instance. I will launch other instances as per our just let me get back to this. So how many are there? So this instance has been launched, that's I've named it as control machine, and then I had to launch three more instances because I just want to configure these target machines or managed machines from this. I won't open this, I won't open any of these machines, but I can configure these machines from this machine itself. That's what my target is. So let me get back to the this thing. So anyway, it's by the time it's up and running. So meanwhile I'll launch a few more instances. I'll launch web1, so I'll name it as so v profile web, so it's 00. Then here I will use CentOS because just to make it that differentiation between the machines, between the machines or host that we are using in our project. So I'll say CentOS 7 and then enter. So I got it, the CentOS 7, this is what I want. I'll select it and then again one more time I have to click on continue. Then finally it's taken that. So then T2 micro is absolutely fine. So now I'll create a key pair. The key pair for this I'm going to use is v profile web kp, and I'll click on create key pair, so it will get downloaded. So now I have to work on network settings and I have to add a custom security group. So I'll name it as what's that, v profile sg, that's security, sorry, v profile web security group. I'll just copy this and paste it here also. Description, okay, description is fine, but still I'll add it. Oh, that's okay, it did not work. Yeah, okay. So now let me add our security group rules. So the first rule, SSH at port 22 through my IP, And then second rule, so we want to as we want to access other we want to manage other three nodes from the control machine, so then we have to give an access. For that, what I'll do is I will give again SSH because these are Linux, and then Ansible connects to Linux through SSH, so I'll go with the SSH. So here, um, and then a custom TCP at 22 port, it takes SSH, so port 22. So then I'll click on here. I have to select the security group. So so I have a lot of security groups here. I will go with the uh, control machine SG. This is what. So done. So let me come down, and there is nothing much to add. Let me click on launch instance. Oh, okay. So I want to get two instances here. Same mistake. Okay, let me. Anyway, I want to get two instances, but still that's fine. I would have done at number of instances. I would have added two so that I would have created two at a time. That's okay. It's done. I'll create one more. So it's taking a few more. It will take a few more seconds to get back on live. So all of a sudden it's stuck. I don't know. Whenever, maybe because of network or something. Whenever I launch an instance, the same thing happening. You may see this frequently uh, while you're watching this course, so kindly bear with this uh, inconvenience, and absolutely apologies for the inconvenience that you're getting because of my my AWS functioning. Okay, it's done. So now let's see. So we profile web 00. I'll just change the name to web 01. Now let me save it, and then I'll create one more instance. Okay, so here I would have changed number of instances to 2. That's okay. So again, this time I'll put hmm, it's v profile web 02. Again, I'll go with the CentOS, and it's what's that? Amazon. Yeah, AMI Marketplace, and search for CentOS 7, and select the CentOS 7 that you see on your screen, and then continue with this, and it will take you through the instance settings section. Instance type micro, then we'll create a new key pair for this, that is v profile web kp1. So then let's add a security group. So here I'll directly add the same security group instead of existing security group. That's what's the name that I said? It's v profile WebSG. Yeah, done. It's done. So now it's time to get down, and there is nothing much to add. Let me click on launch instance. So once the instance gets launched, then we will create one more instance, that is DB instance. So it's done. So let me click on uh, view. Okay, I'll click, I think. So the screen got stuck. I think it's, yeah. So now we have three instances. I have to bring up one more instance, that is DB instance. If you see the figure, if you see the yes, you see three instances are there. So let me click on the third one. So I will name it as so v profile db01. Then this time I'll go with the CentOS only. There is, so what's wrong with the CentOS? We'll go with the CentOS only this time also. Yeah, same AMI marketplace, and then type CentOS, CentOS 7. Then search. So then select that CentOS 7, then click continue, and then create a new key pair because instance type remains same. I'll create new key pair for uh, okay, the create key pair, that's v profile dbkp. Click on create key pair, then come down a bit. That's okay. That's not the right place to click on. Come down here. I'll click. Come down a bit and then edit your security group. So here I will give a new security group for that. The name of the security group I'm gonna add is vprofile dbsg. So I'll copy this and then paste it. So now let's add security group rules as usual. The first rule with my IP, and then the second rule is 22, and here I'll add the SG, and how many other Jenkins, Ubuntu Do, vProfile, WebSG, no, control machine SG. This is what we want. Yeah, all done. Let me click on launch instance, and once it gets launched, now let's by the time it gets launched, we should have total 4 machines, 4 instances running. So here also, okay, it's still arrow symbol, it's not getting out of it. But before that we'll look into, yeah, so I have Ubuntu has been created. Let me underline this. Then other 3 managed nodes has been created. Underline all this. But Ansible installation, I have to check. Ansible installation is done, but I have to cross check it. So rest all, it's done. Ansible installation. So Ansible installation is also done through user data, but I have to cross verify. For that, what I will do is I will enter into the instances, all the instances, then I will check. Okay, so now all 4 instances are, no, 3 instances are up and running, and DB is in pending. So let's wait for DB also. By the time we will get into our downloads and then I will get all our KPs. So vProfile dbkp control kp vProfile web kp vProfile web 1. Okay, so there is something wrong. I don't think. I think this one is the latest one, I guess. So this is the latest one. So I'm gonna delete this. Yeah, the existing one. The name I should have given. Yeah. So we have all. So let me cut and paste it where you want to use the project. So uh, this is our project. So here I'm gonna place it all these things. So now let's uh, git. Now let's enter into the our control machine, and then we'll check whether installation is done or not. For that, you have to get the command from the, so let me click on control machine and then click on connect, and then go to the SSH client, and then copy the bash commands, git bash command, and then get back to the git bash and then paste it here. Yes, give us the fingerprint. Done. So you have been successfully entered inside the machine. Clear the screen first and then become sudo, then we will check whether it's been installed or not. For that, what I'll give is Ansible version, a long option, double hyphen. Absolutely brilliantly, it's been installed. So what it says in the first case, the Ansible version is core 2.12.10. That's the Ansible version. And then here the next thing it's mentioned is config file. That's, so we have a ansible.config file .cfg file. In that the Ansible configuration data will be there. So in our one of the slides we have mentioned Ansible configuration, right? I think in architecture, no, in architecture we have mentioned. So this basically, yeah, this part, yeah, this part is the Ansible config. This helps the conversion into the Python script. So this, and it has a lot of settings. So if you want to do any changes, that's the place where you have to go. So the config file. Yeah. So this is where the etc ansible, the ansible.config file, that's what. So then you have the configured module search path. Then the most important point is Ansible Python module location. So here you will have user, lib, Python 3, dist packages, and Ansible. So there, Ansible, there you will find the packages, Ansible, so Python packages. So Python version, which Python version? They're using 3.8.10. This is pretty latest. And then so number 14 2020, the latest version. Jinja version is 2.10.1, and then libml is true. So, and after that Ansible collection location is also given. That's in root user home address. That's root user, and then dot Ansible. That too, it's hidden. So if you want to check, you can check all those things. So let me get into the cd root user, or cd. Okay, I am in that location only. ls, yeah, here it is. Here it is. Dot Ansible. So now let me enter into the dot Ansible, cd dot Ansible, and let me check. So tmp cd tmp temporary files. So nothing. So whatever collection that you use, all those things will come here. So and then this has been mapped to user share Ansible collections. So in that also it's there. I mean, ls user share Ansible collections. So it's that's how it's been mapped, and then so that's the information about the modules and then collections. And after that, the executable location of Ansible is placed in ls user bin. So this is where the executable Ansible file has been located. So grep ls user bin grep Ansible. Yeah, Ansible, Ansible config, Ansible connection, Ansible console, Ansible doc, Ansible galaxy, Ansible inventory, Ansible playbook, Ansible pull, Ansible vault. You got the all the binary files, all the binary files, all the binary files. So let me clear the screen first and say Ansible version again. CD. Yeah. So this is your Ansible. So Ansible has been successfully installed. So let me get into this, and then I will I will cross this also. So with this, whatever actions that we plan to take, all were successfully done. So if you just want to cross check, we'll cross check. We'll get back to the instances, and if you see, all four instances are up and running. So with this, our first activity in this is done: installation of Ansible exercise, and then setting up the target machines or host machines or managed machines and control machine are all done. So now then after that we will look into, so we will write our first inventory file.